Hey guys, this is Max with Crown Breakdown, the Short Charlotte FC video show. Really not looking forward to this one. We're going to talk about how bad Charlotte is defensively. Let's jump right in. Quick breakdown for you. Of our 7 games we've played so far, Latanzio has brought out 6 different starting lineups. So only 2 of those games have been the exact same. Along those same lines, the starting back 4, it's been different 4 different times so far this season. So not a lot of consistency back there, and I think that's really what a lot of the issues come down to, is that there's not a lot of communication going on with the defense. Nobody knows what we're going to do, and it's causing problems for us. So far through these 7 games, we are also tied for the second worst defensive record in the league with 14 goals conceded. We are tied with RSL, that they've had a bad stretch of games, and then the only team that has more goals conceded than us and RSL is Montreal. And then on top of our inconsistent lineups, it doesn't seem like the players have grasped the complicated system that we're playing, where the base formation is a 4-3-3. Defensively, it looks a little bit more like a 4-2-3-1, but offensively, a lot of times it looks like a 3-2-2-3. With shifting the players around, it doesn't seem like that's working. I think we need to have a little bit of consistency in the starting lineup, or else this isn't going to work. We're going to get what we saw against RSL. And so what I want you guys to look at in these clips is going to be the space in front of the defensive line, where they brought out a very, in my mind, attacking lineup. They got Bender, Swiderski, and then Bronico in the middle. He doesn't really have that kind of solid positioning defensively like Jones does. He roams around a little bit more. He chases the ball, tries to make the tackles. That's what he does. But because of that, it's leaving a huge gap in front of the defensive line that RSL had just exploited over and over and over again. Just try and watch for that in these clips. And then on top of that, it just seems like these guys can't talk to each other. Nobody knows who they're tracking. Okay, so let's get started. Let's look at the first clip here.
Gavin Beavers, I should say. It didn't go too well for Gavin. It was a 4-0 defeat, but Zach McMath had lost 4-0 the week before and now gets his place back.
Look, that's always a tough one when you're talking about the goalkeeping situation and making a change in a goalkeeper and then shifting it once again.
Brody getting around the outside as Tuiloma for company gets the cross in, a free header!
All right, so a lot of really bad things there. First off, right here, that they pull all the defenders out wide. It leaves space for this number 11 here. Like, look at all of the space that he's got right in the middle. And then you've got 2 players coming up on the top of the box that Bronico doesn't really track him very tightly. As he goes for the cross, he can either play that cross, or if he kind of cuts it, he can pass it directly to the top of the box where he's got players waiting as well. And then Malanda just doesn't go for the ball there for some reason. So I don't know if that is miscommunication between himself and Marks, or what's going on there. Also, huge save from George Marks there. But then the ball comes out, they recycle it. As soon as the ball comes out, the midfield pushes all the way up. See where Bronico is, and then the ball through. The Bronico steps up, he just passes it right around Bronico. Swiderski and Bender are already trying to push up the field, leaves the whole back line exposed, and then all night they're just passing the ball right in between Malanda and Tuiloma. Nobody following the runs there. Okay, let's take a look at this second clip here.
What can they do with it? Good tackle from Brody and Gomez. 2 for company, rather isolated. Needs an outlet and finds one in Brody. Brody with an inside track here. Andrew Brody for RSL. The shot is on, and a second time
Okay, the play is going to be really similar to that first one. We see him coming wide on the outside. He brings two of our defenders out to him. This time, Bronico is in the center where he should be. The problem is once he crosses it, he finds the outlet here. It comes into the box. Bronico tries to step up to mark him here. Lindsay just completely loses his mark at the back, but there's a huge gap here. Like our midfield, they're just not tracking back this whole time. Yeah, I mean, I know this was off of a turnover, but the whole time that they had him isolated on that right wing, like our midfield just does move forward. What are we doing here? Malanda does step up to block this one, then we clear it, but okay, next clip here. Let's take a look.
To Gomez. Gomez picking up his own rebounds, and the shot is on. And Rubio.
See, and then once again, it's that space right in front of the defensive line that opens up and nobody's there. This time it was Bronico falling down. Whether or not that was a foul, I don't really know. But then the failed clearance from Tuiloma, like who is he passing to? Like I know he's got the two guys right here, but when we've got this much pressure in the box, clear the ball. Why are we trying to play the ball short to a Fool or Vargas here, where the defender easily, the Salt Lake guy easily picks it up, space right in front of that defensive line for a good shot. Okay, let's take a look at this next clip here.
He timed it well this time. Flag stays down, and there's an Julio across the little flick, all the way through to Pablo Ruiz. Great return service. Marks beating.
A huge save from Marks, but again, it's just terrible defending. Lindsay just completely loses his man, that number 10 there, who has a great chance for a flick. Nobody follows up with the number 7 run across the box here. And then the thing about this one too is that look right here at the start of the play, Lindsay knows he's there. He starts cutting back in. Lindsay looks over his shoulder to see if he's there. And then instead of looking the other way, he just keeps making the run into the box. Malanda thinks Lindsay is marking him. He gets into the box wide open for the shot. By the time the rest of the defenders are tracking back, I mean, it's too late there. I mean, if it wasn't for Marks, man, this game would have been ugly. Okay, next clip here is going to be two big chances for RSL. Let's take a look.
Rubin. Now Savarino. And some heavy traffic. And ran aground in it, but quickly won back. Charlotte can't get out of their own half at the moment. RSL with their tails up. Can they make it count? Anderson Julio again. Jeffers Loffelset. The shot is off for Gomez! And now it's the bar to the rescue. Well, first time George Marks has been beaten. But the crossbar wasn't. It is unrelenting, this RSL pressure. Can Charlotte FC possibly hold on here? Loffelset, nicely done. Lots of time and space. The cutback. Oh,
okay, I mean, he eventually finishes that chance, for their first goal of the game when he gets that chance again. Okay, first big shot of the clip. Everybody just following, watching the ball and not really doing anything. When he takes the shot here, steps up, he's got number 14 free, number 7 is free right here at the top of the box. Like, there's so much space in front of that back line. Like, what? I get it.
The shot is off for Gomez, and now it's the bar to the rescue.
And then once they cycle the ball back out, pull the Charlotte defenders back out, they get the ball back in. I mean, he just has free pockets of space to run into. Yusuviak doesn't follow the runner. We've got 2 runners going into the box right here. Their number 7, Ruiz, just hanging out right in the middle of the box because they started playing the ball forward. Bronico and Bender are all the way out to the side. So then this ball is going to come back in to Ruiz, who's going to take the shot.
Lots of time and space. The cutback.
I mean, he doesn't miss it. The next chance he gets, he puts it in. Okay, so here's RSL's second goal. This one starts again from a poorly played pass from Tuiloma. I don't know if he's trying to clear it or if he's trying to pass it to one of our guys out on the wing. Here's the pass, just to nobody there. They get the ball, come back in. This goal, I'm not sure if it was just bad communication between Malanda and Marks, but he lets him go. Both the center backs let the ball go. I'm sure they're expecting Marks to come out and pick the ball up. He doesn't until the last minute because Malanda's right in front of him. They need to communicate better here. Now, what is the solution for Charlotte FC? I don't really know. That's going to be for Latanzio to figure out. I think it's going to start with being more consistent in the lineups. I think these players need to be able to communicate and know what each other are going to be doing a little bit more. Maybe switch the formation. Let's stop doing what we're doing. Maybe Charlotte needs to go to a double pivot in the back rather than that one central pivot. And let it stay that way through the build-up, where right now we've got just the one midfielder that hangs back and has one of the wing backs come up to kind of be a 2 pairing depending on what side we're attacking on. But that's leaving us exposed on the wings. It's very, very narrow. The players on the opposite team are getting to the wings, getting to the outside, and then once they spread out to get to cover the wings, because the rest of our attacking midfielders aren't tracking back to cover the ball, it's opening up a lot of space that is getting exploited. That's where a lot of the goals are coming from. Okay, so take a look at this here. I'm just going to kind of show you what's happening, why so much space is being created here. With how they're wanting to play, it kind of switches to this 3-2-2-3 like I talked about. Sometimes Lindsay is going to be a little bit further out the pitch. Salt Lake was in a very 4-4-2 formation. It was going to look a little bit like this when they were on defense. But when we turned the ball over, they were pressing high, but when we turned the ball over, this is what's going to happen, is that both of their forwards are going to start attacking the space in the center. Their wingers are going to head out to the outside, and it's going to spread this back line a lot. Aful is going to need to track somebody. He's going to need to come out. Our wingers haven't been doing a very good job at tracking back. Yusuviak is going to maybe follow this guy. Same with Vargas. But then we're seeing the fullback join the attack as too. So we've got a lot of runners when they turn the ball over, coming at not a whole lot in the back line. So they're going to make a lot of runs that are looking like this. Once they progress, this is kind of what it looks like. Our guys are going to try and track back. Vargas might follow the winger. Bender may be following one of these center midfielders. Fool is going to try and drop back, probably to cover the wings. And so it's leaving a lot of space, and it ends up looking a lot like this. That Bronico's coming back. Bender comes back to kind of be in the middle. But you see how this ends up being a numbers game in the middle, that we got so many runners. Bronico's trying to step up, follow somebody. Leaves a lot of space in this back line here, especially when all of our players aren't getting back defensively. It leaves way too much space. Can you tell I'm a little frustrated with this team? Well, guys, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. If you have anything you'd like me to talk about or any suggestions, I would love to hear those. I really enjoy talking about this team. But again, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.